Chapter 294, Storage Bracelet. This chapter is updated by novels.pl. Huang Yanjun glared at Chen Xia, with an aggressive chill gleaming in her royal blue eyes. Chen Xia, are you doing this on purpose? You're the school of the martial market of the school of the martial market's daughter. Nobody in Omen Ridge would dare hurt you. What's the point of buying the array of water, fire, wind and thunder? Chen Xia was delighted to see that Huang Yanjun was angry. She put on a look of pity and said delicately, "Cousin, why are you so angry? I feel like I lack a sense of security. So I want a formation flag. I don't have a fiancé to protect me like you do." Yan Yanhuan was sitting to the side, hearing her words. He quickly thumped his chest and said, "My dear sister, don't worry. I would like to be your escort and protect you for your whole life." Huang Yanjun gave Yan Yanhuan a pitiful look. "How great you are to be a sucker. Your family will fall into decline soon if someone like you becomes the successor." "Commandery Princess Yanjun, it is I who have volunteered to buy the array of water, fire, wind and thunder for Xia. It has nothing to do with her. You should show some respect. I really want this formation flag." Yan Yanhuan glared at Huang Yanjun, as if to say, "I'm a wealthy man. Leave now. You are interfering with my ability to flirt with girls." Huang Yanjun gritted her teeth in anger, turned away and paid no heed to Yan Yanhuan and Chen Xia. 160,000 spiritual crystals. 161,000 spiritual crystals. 162,000 spiritual crystals. Anything over 100,000 spiritual crystals was an enormous fortune. Enough to cultivate several geniuses. Even the large forces stayed conservative in bidding. This kind of money couldn't be spent extravagantly. Zhang Yuochen bid again. 170,000 spiritual crystals. You can really pay 170,000 spiritual crystals for your unscrupulous bidding? Yan Yanhuan gave a cold humph. It was not a small price for Yan Yanhuan either. 170,000 spiritual crystals was a lot. Although he was the successor of the Yan's family, his spending of the family's money was limited. Zhang Yuochen said, "Now that I dare to bid, of course I can pay for it." Yan Yanhuan gave a cold humph and continued to bid. 180,000 spiritual crystals. 190,000 spiritual crystals. Zhang Yuochen bid again without hesitation. The value of 190,000 spiritual crystals was much higher than that of the array of water, fire, wind and thunder itself. The other large forces ultimately gave up the buying after some careful consideration. Yan Yanhuan balled up his fists and bid 200,000 spiritual crystals. The two young juniors bidding up to the horrific price of 200,000 spiritual crystals made all the other warriors want to explode. The Yan's family is one of the third-class families. They should already have a formation flag at the same level as the array of water, fire, wind and thunder. Why is he paying twice the price to buy a formation flag? It's quite unintelligible. It's not known who will get it. Zhang Yuochen stayed calm and displayed his crystal plate, which was showing 250,000 spiritual crystals. Bam! The whole auction house seemed to be exploding. The price was too amazing. It was up to Yan Yanhuan to chaffer. In fact, the price of 250,000 spiritual crystals was already more than he had expected. However, as the successor of the Yan family, how could he be defeated by a prince from an inferior commandery? Yan Yanhuan held the crystal plate tightly and showed 280,000 spiritual crystals. Maliciously he said, "Zhang Yuochen, if you continue to raise the price, I'll give up on the array of water, fire, wind and thunder. He is just a poor prince from a remote and backward place. How can he pay 280,000 spiritual crystals? Even I, the successor of a third-class family, almost can't afford it. Since you're so gentle and humble, I'll buy it." Zhang Yuochen held up the crystal plate which showed 281,000 spiritual crystals. Seeing that Zhang Yuochen really was offering his price, Yan Yanhuan couldn't be angrier. He sneered, "You think I'm not as wealthy as you are? I just think that a formation flag is unworthy of that high price. When the space treasures are sold by auction later you will see how rich I am." It was easy to comprehend. "I am the local tyrant. I made it easy on you just now. Later you'll see how wealthy I am." "I'm afraid that you will be scared to death." To Zhang Yuochen, such an arrogant declaration was nothing. He just ignored Yan Yanhuan, smiling faintly. It must be admitted that Yan Yunhuan was really annoying. If he hadn't been an obstacle, Zhang Yuochen could have saved a large number of spiritual crystals. Yan Yunhuan whispered to Chen Xia, "My dear sister, we don't need this formation flag. If you really feel insecure, I'll immediately send message to my family to send a similar formation flag." Chen Xia did not actually care about the formation flag at all. She just wanted to challenge Huang Yanjun. Unexpectedly, Yan Yunhuan had been a coward who was defeated by Zhang Yuochen. It really pissed her off. At first Chen Xia had admired Yan Yunhuan's martial arts talent, but now she was quite disappointed in him. However, Chen Xia showed an understanding smile rather than disappointment. She said, "It doesn't matter. It's just a formation flag. If junior fellow apprentice Zhang likes it that much, of course we will give up on bidding." Yan Yunhuan was relieved that Chen Xia didn't get angry. He smiled and said, "My dear Xia, don't worry. Even if its price is higher than any other treasure, I will buy you a space treasure later." Chen Xia smiled and gave a gentle nod. She was quite eager to get a space treasure. At this moment, the fifth auction item was sent to the auction block by a beautiful maid. It was a dainty jade bracelet, presented on an exquisite indigo salver. Everyone could guess what the bracelet was. One person thought it was an amulet treasure, some guessed it was an ancient object left by a saint, others took it as a bracelet made of a kind of special spiritual crystal. Bai Xuling was amazed when she looked at the jade bracelet as well. She said, "Now, we are going to sell the first space treasure by auction, the storage bracelet." "What? Is that the space treasure? Is the space treasure finally being sold?" All eyes were fixed on the bracelet. Han Li, master of Yuntai suzerain, was sitting in the VIP auction room. He suddenly opened his keen eyes, which were sharp as light. Yi Hui, the palace master of Tai King Palace, was looking through Taoist scripture. She closed the book and stared in the direction of the jade bracelet. "Space treasures appearing in Oman Ridge. It's so wonderful. I'd like to see how amazing they are." The commandery prince of Minxiu gently touched the beard on his chin with a laugh, showing his eagerness and anticipation. Aside from Zhang Yuochen, no one else had ever seen a space treasure before. Space treasures only existed in legend for them. How could they not be excited when they saw the real thing? Bai Xuling began to give an introduction. "The bracelet presented here only has one function: storage." "Miss Bai, can you show us the magic power of the storage bracelet?" asked an elder. "Of course." Bai Xuling put the jade storage bracelet on her left wrist and activated its inscription by exerting genuine qi. With a gleam of white light, an illusory light gate emerged on the surface of the bracelet. Bai Xuling seized a 2-meter formation flag and put it into the bracelet. Then, she put another 31 formation flags into the bracelet. The whole set of formation flags was inside the bracelet. Bai Xuling smiled. "Now you've all seen it. Even a set of formation flags can be taken with you easily if you own a storage bracelet. When you want to use the formation flag, you just activate the storage bracelet to set out the array." With this she waved her hands. Swish. The 32 formation flags flew from the storage bracelet, floating in the void space and forming the array of water, fire, wind and thunder. People were immediately excited at this sight. Why had warriors been unwilling to give a high price for the formation flag? One reason was the inconvenience of the formation flag. Who wanted to carry dozens of flags with him when he went out? But with a space bracelet a lot of troubles were saved. Yi Hui of Tai King Palace asked, "How large is the internal space of the space bracelet?" 12 cubic meters. Bai Xuling smiled. "The internal space of this storage bracelet is large enough to carry a great deal of money, weapons and pills. If you had such a bracelet, you wouldn't need to carry bags or other things for a trip." Yi Hui shook her head slowly, saying, "It's a pity that this space bracelet can only be used for storage. The internal space is quite small." Bai Xuling responded, "If there were space treasures that could hold mountains, rivers and even sky and earth, Master Lei would certainly not be selling them in the auction house of Oman Ridge." "That's right," Yi Hui said, "if I had such a space treasure, I wouldn't sell it at all." The commandery prince of Minxiu was very interested. He said, You'd better announce the starting price quickly. Palace Master Yi may not care about a storage bracelet, but I like it very much. Who said I don't care? Yi Hui glared at the Commandery Prince of Minshu. The Commandery Prince of Minshu and Yi Hui were pupils of the same master. Nobody really thought that they would fight. They just liked arguing with each other. Beag Zuling announced, the starting price for this storage bracelet is 50,000 spiritual crystals. Each bidding should add 1,000 spiritual crystals at least. 60,000 spiritual crystals. The Commandery Prince of Minshu bid immediately. 70,000 spiritual crystals. 71,000 spiritual crystals. Huang Yanjun was surprised to see the price of the space bracelet go higher and higher. She didn't think the bracelets and rings which Zhang Ruojin had sent at random would be so expensive.